Hey y'all, I'm back with the tea, reality with tea. It's nice and chilly in New York City, so I'm happy I get to drink my tea and to stay warm and not just be hot drinking in the summer. I hope everybody's well out there. I just wanted to finish a little bit of what I was talking about last night with the breastfeeding. I forgot a few points I wanted to make, and then I wanted to talk today about sleeping. So, one thing I did forget about breastfeeding is that I do want to encourage you to, if you want to do it, I want to encourage everyone to at least wait until the 3 week mark. They say the 3 week mark is when the pain should be gone or it should subside to the point where you're not completely uncomfortable. So I know for me, it took a little longer the first time, but I kept thinking, okay, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we'll be there. So I'm going to tell everybody just wait for the 3 weeks and then hopefully you guys will feel better. Also, the thing about the latch, when they talk about, oh, it shouldn't hurt if your child is latched right, blah, blah, blah. I think that's BS. I think that whole latch thing is BS. I swear I do, because it's going to hurt anyway. So don't like worry yourself or stress yourself out too much about the latch. Yes, you want your kid to latch onto you correctly, but I mean, it's gonna hurt regardless. So I mean, don't beat yourself up about it. Also, don't beat yourself up about it if you can't, if you feel like you can't breastfeed, or if you want to give up, or if you want to formula feed, whatever it is. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Troy. Um, just do what you have to do. As long as you're feeding your child, that's the accomplishment. So what else did I talk about yesterday? The birth plans. Oh, the epidurals. One of my friends asked me, is there a certain time that you have to wait to get the epidural, or, will they wait a long time, or is it too soon, or whatever? But when I got there, especially the second time, they kept saying, you can wait as long as you want, but just call us. And anytime you ask for it, we'll give you the epidural. There is no magic time. So don't like really fret about, oh, I got there too soon, or I'm here too, you know what I mean? Like, I think as soon as you ask for it, I really think that they don't want to hear people screaming and crying all night. So just ask for your epidural and you'll get it. But today, somebody asked me about sleeping. So I wanted to talk a little bit about sleeping for the adults and for the kids. I have a couple friends now who are going through the first 2 weeks home stage where you get absolutely no sleep. And let me tell you something. Sleep deprivation is I can't talk about, I can't explain it to you. It'll feel like nothing that you've ever felt before. There is no solution. All I can say is that it gets better with time. Your body will actually adjust to it. Unless, like, I just had somebody text me that their baby sleeps 8 to 9 hours a day. That's great, but I don't know how often that happens. So you'll be sleep deprived, and it feels almost unreal, to be waking up every 1 to 2 hours, or, for some people, just like not getting sleep is very difficult. So hang in there. It does get better. One of my friends asked me, how do you get a newborn baby to sleep? And I wish I knew the magic answer. I mean, I feel like we've tried everything. Certain things work for different babies. The first baby I had, she loved the swing that went side to side. Now, my second baby, she didn't like the swing we have went forward and back, and she didn't like the swing at all. So that didn't work. But the first baby, it would put her to sleep. Second baby, we tried the white noise, and you could just go to YouTube and go to like white noise, and it has like 8 hours straight that you can just play white noise, or you can play like, they have apps on the telephone where you can get different types of white noise. You have we also did swaddling with the second baby. I don't know why I didn't swaddle the first one. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like it was restrictive. I didn't really know how to do it, so I didn't do it that often. But I think the trick is in getting, their arms are flailing when they're coming out of the womb, and they're used to being packed up like this. So I think the trick is to keep their arms, steady in one place, and to kind of wrap them up tight, and then that soothes them. So that did work really well for the second baby. So between the noise machine, which in the very beginning, it was like a blessing because she would just fall asleep, and the swaddling, that's how we got her to sleep. Now, as she got a little bit older, probably around, 6, 7, 8 months, Troy would just walk out on the terrace with her. And I guess that cool air got to her. Like within minutes, she would just conk out. But I guess every baby's different, and you have to figure out what that is. I did everything you're not supposed to do. I slept with the baby on me the whole first few months. The first few months with the second baby, I was sleeping out here on the couch just because I have the little chase lounge thing on the end. So it was like the perfect space. Like I had the DockATot on that part, and I slept on the long part of the couch, and I had my little bin of everything I needed right on the floor. So everything was where I needed it to be. Hey, Thomas. So, and that's just how I got through the first few months of this baby, sleeping on the couch with her. And Troy would sleep on the floor next to us, and everything was right where we needed it. And that's how, we got some sleep. But I mean, it's up and down because kids go through sleep regression due to normal developmental, normal, just like normal developmental stages. And then you also have, we went through regressions because sometimes we would try like the cry it out thing because we got to our wits end and we're like, okay, let's just let her cry it out. And it does work, but you have to stick to it. And we didn't stick to it because I'm the type of person that if somebody calls me and I'm in a good sleep, I would rather pick up the phone in order to just get the phone to stop ringing rather than let it ring so I can sleep. Like I just want the noise to stop. So that's how I am with the kids. I'll just go in if they wake up and it's the middle of the night and I'm sleeping, I'm just going to go pick her up and throw her in the bed with me. And now we're co-sleeping and now we're starting bad habits. So I did that with both of my kids and I'm still doing it. So the little one, she's almost a year old and she still wakes up. She might wake up around 12, around 2, and then her to have a longer sleep until about 6 or 7, but we still go get her. Last night she slept all the way through, but it's up and down. So it's really the inconsistency of the parent, and I take full blame. That's why I say I don't have a magic, trick on getting the kids to sleep or how to get them to sleep through. Because my kids, the oldest one, she slept with us until she was about 3.5. I had a goal to get her into her own bed by the time the new baby came because I didn't want the new baby to be waking her up. So now we have them in a room together with the, I don't sleep all the way through either. I'm a bad sleeper anyway. Now we have the crib in there with the big one's bed. So when the baby wakes up screaming and crying, the big one can sleep through most of it. But if it's excessive, now she's waking up and she's like, I can't sleep. I don't want to sleep with her. So there's no magic trick. In New York City, our apartments are small. I remember talking to a parent just a couple of days ago at the big one's school. And she, this is a little extreme, but she's like, oh yeah, we're moving into the living room because we have to separate the kids so that we only have a 2-bedroom. So the baby's going to have our room, the master bedroom. The kid is going to be in her room and the mother and father will sleep in the living room. I think that's excessive because I also have a friend who has triplet girls and she says, listen, they all have their own crib and we just got to the point where we just had to let them cry each other to sleep. So they would just be up screaming and crying and they have now learned to sleep through one screaming and or they'll just all be up screaming until they all fall asleep and they just let that happen. So, but I feel like you have to be really strong for that because I just can't take all the crying, and both of my kids cried a lot in the early stages, so I just try to get it to stop. But Lily, she's going through it, but she's able to sleep through it most of the time. But if the baby's really, aggy and we leave her in there for a while, she'll wake up. So it's just like, it's a never ending cycle. So I'm hoping that tonight the baby sleeps through. Liana should sleep through because she's pretty tired. She doesn't get naps anymore at school. So, we'll see. So I'm trying to think if I had any other tricks about sleeping. Yeah, between the white noise, possibly a swing, the swaddling them up tight, the little one now Liana had this thing where I couldn't sit down with her. Like she would know when I was standing up. So if you sat down, she would start crying. And I think my other friend told me that too about her son. So the little one now, we get her to sleep by walking with her. So she also is now, she wasn't like this so much, but now it's like this whole thing where you have to stand and walk with her for her to fall asleep. And I actually said play music. I have been trying recently I'll get like on YouTube where it says like baby sleep music. I play that and that has worked for a couple days. It worked last week in the middle of the night. So I guess it's an on and off thing. And sometimes they'll have like a little image, like a fish or something that's just like going over the screen over and over again. So I guess that's kind of like, it helps them to meditate. And that's been working for her as well. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, I ended up with both of them just having them sleep on me until they're in a deep sleep. That's what you're not supposed to do, but that's what I did. And I love it too. I mean, you like that because that's not going to last forever. Now Lily is just like, she'll be like, if she's really tired and if she has to be really tired for her to admit that she's going to sleep, she'll be like, all right, I'm headed to bed now. Good night. So, I do love them sleeping on me, but it's also hard because both of my kids sleep like savages, like they're turning sideways, kicking you in your back, your neck, your ear. So it's not a good sleep. He wants me to play the OJ's, DMX, Rick James. I'll try that, Thomas. I'll try that. Thank you. Hopefully, that was helpful to somebody. Please keep sending me your questions and I'll see if I can address them or hook you up with some good tips. Either way, I hope you guys get some good sleep tonight. Good luck. See you later, Thomas. Bye.